No 3, 2, 1 action. I just gotta go. Let's see. So despite making this video several times over the last few years,
these are the 5 mistakes people most commonly make when buying wheels and tires.
Today we are going through some more mistakes that you can make when building your truck.
We've all been telling you the mistakes that people make when they buy wheels and tires. Well, people still mess up sometimes, so we want to try to get this out here so you don't make mistakes. Right off the bat, the most important thing that you have to understand is fitment. Now, there's wheel width, diameter, offset, all these numbers that go into impacting how a wheel and tire setup fits on your truck. And if you don't know what all those numbers mean, luckily that's why we started Custom Offsets, trying to make this a little easier for you. So we've always had the gallery out there. You can plug in your year, make, model, see exactly what fits your truck. There's a bunch of pictures that help you, but we now also have the video fitment guides as well. So not only are we telling you, but we're also showing you what fits your truck. There's a more moderate setup there as well as something a little more aggressive, so you can see those options and be informed before you make that purchase so that you get it right the first time. So continuing right along kind of on that same train of thought is the buy once, cry once mentality. Now, some of us get really excited and you get a new truck and you got to slap something on there right away. So I totally get like, all right, maybe let's just cheap out on the tires a little bit or cheap out on the wheels and put nicer tires on. Whatever you decide to do, I really think that it's important that you do have that buy once, cry once mentality. And what I mean by that is that you just save up and you do it right the first time. Get yourself a good set of wheels, a good set of tires. Tires especially are super important because that's the only thing that's connecting your vehicle and you to the road. So a big safety aspect there, right? Now, if paying for that stuff is going to be a challenge for you, totally understand that as well. That's why we offer as low as 0% APR financing. And it would be rude of me to just sit here and be like, yeah, finance your stuff. Don't worry about it. That's not always the case. But if you can use financing responsibly, I think it's a good option for you, especially if you know you're working overtime or you got a bonus coming up or something like that. You want to get the stuff now. What's the harm in as low as 0% financing? So you can finance your stuff, pay it off sooner. There's no prepayment penalties. It's really, I think, more important to get good quality stuff. Another common mistake that we see is people choosing the wrong tires for their rig. And I don't mean size-wise. I'm talking about things like load rating or load index. Now, depending on what you're doing and what you use your truck for, it's kind of crucial to pay attention to these numbers. I'll use my 2-door Bronco as an example. I put 37-inch tires on there. It came with 35s, upgraded to 37s, but then I had a load range E tire on there. That's a very heavy, heavy tire with very, very stiff sidewalls for a light 2-door Bronco. So in turn, you get harsher ride quality. Now, some people might want that stiffer sidewall if they're doing a bunch of off-roading. I can see where that could be a benefit. But if you're not into that, you just drive around every day with this really stiff sidewall, you're going to feel like these tires aren't a good match for your vehicle. Kind of in that same category is if you're doing a bunch of towing or you have a heavy payload in your truck all the time, you don't want to cheap out. You might see the same tire. One's $1,000, one's $1,300. It's the same size, same tire. Well, I'll get the cheaper ones. What you didn't realize is that that cheaper one has a lower load index and a lower load range because it's not built for your heavy-duty truck. So make sure you're paying attention to what those numbers are and what they mean. If you need more details on all that stuff, we have all that information on the website to kind of help you explain load range, load index. Just make sure you know what it is before you order the tires. Last but not least is going to be ceramic coating. So people have been ceramic coating vehicles for a while now. Lots of people know what it is. It's basically that barrier between the finish of your wheel and the outside elements. Now, you could always do this yourself at home. Chances are, if you're like me though, you're going to be way too excited to just slap them on there and go drive around before you do that. And now you're going to have to go through the process of making sure that your wheels are absolutely 100% clean, paint corrected, you got no scratches, no swirl marks, or if you got polished wheels, you got no pitting or anything going on there. Whereas you can opt to do ceramic coating right off the bat. We do it right here in the warehouse before we even ship them out to you so that everything is ready to go and you can bolt it right on. So those are some of the common mistakes that we see people make when they're buying wheels and tires. If you guys have ever made mistakes, you can tell us your stories in the comments below. Otherwise, if you're ready to buy, check it out, CustomOffsets.com. Peace.